Near, 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 near. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man. Yo, that was my joint. I'm sorry, guys, couldn't help myself, but for those of you who know where that song comes from, well, you know. But I'm going to say it anyway. It comes from Spider Man, the animated series. The Spider Man cartoon that was out in the 90s when I was a kid. I used to watch that every Saturday, every time it came on. That Batman animated series and X-Men animated series, like those were the joint back then. Those cartoons were awesome. So anyway, I just had to do that, and I'm so psyched for this figure. This and the Daredevil were my two highly anticipated out of this wave. So of course these were the first two I had to get out the wave. I'm gonna get the whole wave because all the figures are good in this wave. I'm gonna get the Electro, the Gwen Stacy slash Mary Jane, the Peter Parker. Um, if I'm missing one of them, well, it's on this box anyway. This figure, the Green Goblin, the reason I'm most excited for it is because we get it with a Norman Osborne head, and that Norman Osborne head looks awesome. So let's just look up at the box. Yeah, boy, that's classic Spider-Man animated series sign on the box. Yeah, and then you got him down at the bottom. All that. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, super excited for this figure. Super, super excited. No doubt about it. Can't wait to crack them open. And I'm glad I got this figure in the box. Most definitely. So, the bio reads, one of the few who knows that Spider-Man is really Peter Parker, the Green Goblin is perhaps the web slinger's greatest foe. So true. So true, so true. You get this awesome imaging in the background of the box. Fantastic. You get old Gobby there. Got the little yo, they staying true to the classic, man, even with the action figures. Oh yeah, the original Spider-Man I'm gonna get. The Electro, the Peter Parker, the Gwen, like I said, Daredevil I already have. So the Green Goblin I already have. And that's all that going on down there. The code, all of that. All that good stuff. So I am ready to pop the Green Goblin out of his packaging. No doubt about it. So let's go on and do that. 3 minutes in. I'm sorry, I just wanted to get one last look at this box. Yeah, just cracked him out of the package. Just wanted to get one last look at his box. Yeah. So, here's Green Goblin out of the package. And he looks good. He looks good. I know the biggest complaint with a lot of people is his eyes. And it's a little bit off-putting, but it's actually not bad. It doesn't bother me that much. So, let's hop into it. So, I'm sure, as you saw in the packaging, he comes with his glider. I'm going to take the glider out of the plastic. It's a separate plastic he came with his glider. So, this is his glider that he came with. It looks good. It looks good. So I needed an updated Green Goblin, and I'm going to show you guys why in a little bit. Now, I don't have that. They should have included it because not everybody has that demo Goblin figure. But if you do have it, you can clip it at the bottom. It's like a long stand that you can clip at the bottom so you can pose him like in the flight pose. But I don't have that, so I'm not going to be able to do that, obviously. And of course, he comes with his pumpkin bomb. Let me turn it around. He comes with his he comes with the pumpkin bomb, even though I can't focus it right. Sorry about that. Yeah, there we go. So he comes with his pumpkin bomb, and you can fit it in his hand like so. Oh, it's a little loose. How about this hand? Is this hand a little tighter? Oh, I think so. Well, you gotta, yeah, like you gotta wedge it in there. So you gotta like fudge it in there. So he's gonna come with his pumpkin bomb, of course. that's really cool. And of course, he's going to come with the Norman Osborne head. Let's see if I can get a close up of it. Yeah, and it probably not popping up on camera, but he has green eyes, so that's really a nice touch. They did really good with his hair, iconic from the comic books and from the animated series. So that's real good. I'm gonna put him on some suited bodies, so you guys know how that comes out. And that's about in the way of accessories. So yeah, let's get into the review. So the pumpkin bomb looks good. He looks good holding it. The nice detailing in his suit. These green scales. Of course, he got his famous purse. It's not a purse. You know, because Peter always make fun of him with that. You got, in my opinion, a very good Green Goblin head sculpt. I mean, yeah, the eyes are a little bit bugged out, but it still captures that zany, crazy look of the Green Goblin. So, points for that. His ears, look at his ears. His ears look really good. You got the wrinkles in his scarf hat thing that he wears. Nice detail in there with the wrinkles. And you got the back. Got the little goblin butt. More green scales. His boots have very nice shading and wrinkles in it. So that's really good. I really like that. So yeah, it's very, very solid Green Goblin. And I needed a new Green Goblin. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys why. Because this is the only other Green Goblin that I had. This one. And I still love this one. I think that, in my opinion, this is a better face sculpt of the Green Goblin. And his scarf thing is mad long. I like that too. And he also has a brown purse instead of like pinkish one that one has. He also has like a nice skinny but muscular build. I did a review on this goblin, but it's like one of like my really old videos when I was kind of, you know, still finding my footing. But yeah. So this is the only, and his pumpkin bomb is glued to his hand, so it's not like that one where you can take it out of his hand. But I think that this Green Goblin was really good. And also, the Norman Osborn that I had was this one, the Norman Osborn from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And yeah, so that's why I say I needed an updated Green Goblin and Norman Osborn, and this is the perfect package of that, most definitely. But let's get into the articulation, shall we? I'm talking way too much, but I really like this figure. I really like it a lot. All right, so articulation. Head can move left to the right. It can do 360. Well, 360. See? Just snap Goblin's neck. All right. He can look up about. He can look up a regular amount. Look down about that much. Does he have a little bit? Yep. He does have some attitude. His arms go out about that much. His arms go out about that much. Can do full 360. Upper bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. He does have a full 360 in hinge in the wrist. He does have an ab crunch. It can go 360. Yeah, no butterfly joints. And his could do the splits about that much. He does have an upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and he does have boot rotation, full 360, and he does have a nice hinge, forward and back, and he does have ankle pivot. So very good articulation on Mr. Green Goblin here. Very good, very good, very good articulation, and I'm feeling this figure. I'm feeling it. Um, so let's get into the Norman Osborn side of things. And so starting off with Mr. Norman Osborn here. Um, got him in a pose where he's looking at his mask, which I think that's pretty cool. Um, so that's how Norman looks with his unmasked head on the goblin body. And this is Norman Osborn on the Bruce Banner's suited body. I think that this works really good because he has a purple shirt on, so it kind of matches his Green Goblin outfit. So I really like that. So that's the first suit. And this is how he looks on the chameleon suit, which that's really dope as well. Yeah, like he really looks good on this suited body. He looks really good. And we have the last suited body, and he looks good on this too. So you definitely have options. I think he could fit on any suited body that you may have. So you definitely do have options. And I thought I'd try one more suited body, the Everett Ross suited body, and that works too. Like I said, you could put him on any suited body, and it will definitely work. And so here you have Peter Parker and Norman Osborn. That looks really dope. That looks really sick. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. So I am really loving this figure so far. Yeah. And you also have him next to Matt Murdock, Daredevil himself. Awesome. That's all I could say. Just absolutely awesome. All right, so let's do some size comparison. So this is how Gabi stands next to Spidey. He's standing next to Spider-Man. And this is Gabi standing next to Venom. Venom is a little bit taller than him, but I guess the tip of Gabi's hat, I don't know. But Brock looks a little bit taller. And here's two from the same wave. I think that Gabi might be a little bit taller than Daredevil. So, yeah. Slightly. So, I'm going to try to get Gabi on his glider so I can at least do that. You just put his feet right through. Oh, it's coming off. But you put his feet right through for the glider. And it's a little loose. I thought it'd be a little better than that, a little tighter. So I'm trying to set him on his glider. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not really working. It's unless I can get him like to crouch or something. Yeah, so I apologize, guys, because I don't have like a flight stand, but that's how he would look on his glider. So sorry about that. So at the end of the day, do I think this figure is a win? Yes and no, probably for some people. Now, I have to admit, like the reason I really did pick up this figure was because it's included with the Norman Osborn head, but also like I said, I needed an updated Goblin figure, so it works for me. I think it's definitely a win for a person like me. But if the bug out eyes really bother you, they don't really bother me that much actually, and I'm kind of getting used to it the more I play around with this figure. But if the bug out eyes bother you, if the very light colors bother you, because this is a very bright Green Goblin, it's like it's based on the Spider-Man animated cartoon, or some iterations of him in the comic books too, because different artists. But the Norman Osborn head is almost enough price for admission. But if you only want the Norman Osborn head and you have the older Marvel Legends Green Goblin figure, because I don't have that one. Now, if I did have that one, I probably wouldn't have picked this figure up. That figure is, it has a darker green, a darker purple. So, it's basically the same model as this, but just different paint apps, and coloring. But I still say this figure is worth it. I think it's a very good figure. the Norman Osborn head is definitely enough price for admission. If this figure just came like this with the Goblin without the Norman Osborn head, I probably would have skipped out on it. But the fact he came with the Norman Osborn head was definitely enough to get me to go for the purchase. I'm overall happy with this Green Goblin figure. I think it captures Green Goblin's insanity perfectly. Well, maybe not perfectly, but it captures him good enough. The sculpting is good. The paint is good. The Norman Osborn head is fantastic. You could put him on any suited body that you basically want. So it definitely works for me, without a shadow of a doubt. It definitely works for me. So I say this figure definitely is worth a pickup if you're a fan of Green Goblin. If you like the design of this Green Goblin, I say it's worth to pick up. And the Norman Osborn head, definitely worth it. Oh, I also forgot to mention that he has that little neck piece right there. Like, he has like this little neck piece right here. It's a separate piece. Like, you could take it off if you want, but it's like a separate piece right there. So I forgot to mention that. But yeah, so I definitely think that this figure is worth it. I think it's worth a pickup. Um, but if some of those issues, like I said, bother you, like his bugged out eyes and very light coloring, then you probably would just skip out on it. But if you just want the Norman Osborn head, trust me on this. If you just want the Norman Osborn head, you don't have to pick this figure up. People will sell it on eBay, because I've done that before many times. I mean, those of you who watch my reviews, y'all already know that. But you could just be patient and wait for some sellers to sell it on eBay, and you could just get the Norman Osborn head by itself if that's what you really want. So I think this figure is dope, though. I needed an updated Goblin figure, and I have one, and I'm very happy with it. So that's been my review of the Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man Green Goblin. And until next time, guys, see ya. I'm the Goblin, the Green Goblin.